I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Let the buzz begin. Chicago.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
I did see you there. You didn't.
I literally could not see.
Guys, Top Chef All-Stars, Season 17, Episode 5. Feeling good. 5. We're the Gordons. This is Dave. He is still gloating about his win in the family Easter egg decorating competition last week. He won't stop talking about it.
It's true. I am still gloating. I think you should all see this. This is...
Oh, he's blown out.
Our lighting is too good. This is Moses parting the Red Sea.
It's Old Testament.
Easter egg style.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks to my Jewish roots.
Correct.
Yes. And this is Anne.
Hi.
And she works until at least 11 o'clock every night this week. And so she gets an extra big pour of wine.
Welcome to the Not Bad Word Show.
As a reward, I guess it is.
Cheers.
As a whatever it is.
It's a coping mechanism.
As a coping mechanism, yes.
Guys, we're talking about Top Chef. We're talking about Season 17. We're talking about Episode 5. Let's talk about what we're going to get today. Episode 5 brought us not only the 11 remaining chef testants, but also their nearest and dearest. This episode was like Family Feud meets The Apprentice, which means much like quarantine, everyone got on everyone's nerves, and the family challenges were plentiful. Our chef testants were also challenged to show off their research and development and marketing skills, which is not something you think about when you think about chefs necessarily. They had to create
unless you're on the Food Network.
Unless you're on the Food. Oh, right. Well, they all want to be on the Food Network, but they're on the Bravo. They had to create a food product and then sling it at the mall. Some chefs sold out, and some chefs had to hold a 50% off friends and family sale, and then they had to get rid of the rest of it at a clearance sale at Nordstrom Rack.
They actually went to sling at the mall.
Yeah.
Westfield is like trying to be fancy mall, but it's the mall.
It's like a nice mall, though.
It is a nice mall.
We digress.
But it's a mall.
So basically, buckle up, and if you're Leann's mom, please sit down and drink some water. You're stressing me out. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This is Top Chef, the after show. Quick housekeeping. Can you please subscribe to our channel? Can you please give us a thumbs up? Can you please listen to our podcast? Can you please make our dreams come true?
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about Taste of the Episode. Segment 1, Taste of the Episode. What? I kind of cheated on this one today, but we'll get there. What dish does this episode remind us of, and why?
Not so much a dish as much as
mine's not a dish either.
The plate at Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's fun.
Your plate at Thanksgiving.
I didn't say that. That's good.
It's always nice to see your family, but it's also very stressful and adds stress.
Great answer.
Undue stress sometimes, especially when trying to cook with them in the kitchen.
Because you have a management level on top of cooking.
Exactly. And when you have
I really
a
like
vision,
you didn't tell me this before.
When you have a vision for a dish,
yes,
and you have to ask for helpers,
yes,
who may or may not be able to execute.
Like if you had our 3-year-old be a sous chef.
Yes, it's not stressful in the sense of getting to see your family. It's stressful cooking with your family. And that's what these chefs were up against.
Some marriages were put to the test this episode, and it wasn't ours.
No, ours is still strong.
I feel like if we had to ship any of the marriages on the show, it would be the Keven and wife, I can't remember, Hot Salt Lanta marriage. Very cute.
Oh, very cute, yes.
Shipping means like you're obsessed with someone's relationship.
Oh, I thought you were sending it away.
No, it's like slang. I think it's like outdated child slang that no one uses anymore. But like I ship, I don't know. Drake and Rihanna, they weren't even a thing.
It never made it into my vernacular. But all the same, they are very cute.
I keep you hip though.
She's a lot taller than him too.
Never noticed that. I did not notice that.
I think so.
I was more noticing her undercut.
That's always.
Again, we digress. Okay, me. What dish does this episode remind me of? I went with the mall theme. And again, not a dish, kind of. It's a meal. It's a mall meal. This episode reminded me of a hot dog on a stick. Because, you had this? Or is this only a West Coast brand thing?
I don't know if it's on the West Coast, but it wasn't at the Broadway Mall.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Hot dog on a stick?
I mean a corn dog on a stick.
The stand is called Hot Dog on a Stick.
No, I don't
Everyone who works there wears these crazy tall hats. They're all like semi-hot girls. It seems like something from the 70s that just...
It's sort of like
carried into the 80s.
Stranger Things.
It was exactly that.
Yeah.
Hot dog on a stick. Because lemonade, which you'd always get a hot dog on a stick, very refreshing. And I found this episode to be refreshing. It's all the good parts of Top Chef. It's like a challenge. It's like a little out of the box. A lot of people, little drama, medical drama, interpersonal drama, slightly. And just, I don't know. I just liked it.
Largely delightful.
Yeah,
I love it.
And the guilty pleasure part is when you go to hot dog on a stick. As a vegetarian growing up, I got a cheese on a stick. Legit, you guys. a square cheddar string cheese just dipped in a corn dog thing.
That does sound delicious.
It
Probably
was
better than a hot dog.
delicious.
Hot
Something
dogs
for
are
some
strange
reason,
to me.
mustard went the best with it. I think that's maybe where I started eating mustard.
Yeah. Thank you, hot
We
dog.
didn't have
mustard.
mustard at my house growing up or black pepper. I feel like you should all know this.
But now we have many mustards to make up for lost times.
I love mustard. I hate black pepper. We think it's an allergy. Well, it's an allergy. Anyways, episode title: Bring Your Loved One to Work. Okay, let's talk about the
We do that
appetizer.
every day.
It's true. Well, it's going great. We were saying if you do a side by side of our screen grabs from our shows, we get more disheveled as it goes on. But that's okay. This is a bug way. Let's talk about it later. The appetizer. First part of the show recap: Saltgate 2020 resolution, which you knew. I mean, fine. Malarkey and Leann, they hugged it out in the stew room, moved on.
I actually,
He sucks.
watching it last week in real time, I misinterpreted exactly what happened. He had been
Right.
saying that despite the fact that he
Yeah.
had seasoned her hummus, that he could only
He
do
seasoned her hummus.
So
I couldn't do proper because I was holding the wine.
he could only do so much because she didn't
Because it was
season
Garbaggio.
the hummus throughout the preparation process. I guess it's not cooking per
It
se, but
was-
preparation.
It was root.
I had missed that, and so then that whole exchange made more sense. All the same, they love each other now,
They're fine.
at least enough to hug.
There was a house beat where nothing happened. And then we went to the Quickfire, which was, oh, I'm sorry. No, we're talking about the Quickfire. The Padma intro, there's a joke there with, I think she stands on a Padma.
Oh yes,
We'll talk
It's-
about that later.
took us till episode 5 to come up with that one, but I'm glad that we got
It's a
there.
trying time.
Mostly you.
There, instead of having the regular intro to the Quickfire, it was phones at your station, Metro PCS phones.
Apparently they've rebranded. They're just Metro now. So I had to ask,
I don't know.
is that the
PCS.
same as Metro PCS? So
I mean, it must be.
seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I feel like I heard talking. Brady, what's happening? Anyhow, Metro PCS phone talking. I hear it still. Anyway, they're having a chat with your family time, which they all just start walking around. And that was a really funny bit about, we feel like we're someone in New York, just everyone walking around
Yeah.
yelling weird things in the phone. What does it look like? Whatever. And quick braid alert. My braids today are an homage to Karen's always hairdo of the braids. Very nice. Nice hairdo she always has.
Yeah, where does she
Tight
get the-
braids.
Where does she get the time? I guess you can do it rather quickly.
I just assume all people who don't have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old hanging on them at all times have tons of time.
Sure, but she's on
Speaking
a
for myself,
program.
ourselves. True. So their loved ones are at Moza, where we've been.
We haven't.
Very good.
I think it's great. You only think it's
We didn't
okay.
we got pizza, so we didn't have any of these kind of dishes.
No, we went with less adventurous eaters. Not that we did.
Shade.
Um,
So their adventurous eaters are having a dish. They have to explain over the phone what the dish is. There's definitely a different levels of stacked in terms of Stephanie's husband's a chef. The third Voltaggio. Enter the
there's
third
a third
Voltaggio.
Voltaggio who's a pastry chef
Where's
at one
she-
of their restaurants.
Where's she at? Oh, I didn't hear the part that it was at one of
She-
the restaurants.
Yeah, at his restaurant.
Oh, he's her boss.
You can't say the S word, but she kind of, the bed, blank the bed.
I'm like, sister?
Yeah.
She's sister in the bed? News. Yeah, she's not a personality plus. So, but then you have people who are like, their mom. Some of the moms probably know how to cook, some
Yeah.
didn't.
Some of them were
Malarkey's
business
wife
partners,
wastes
so
her
even though they
space.
weren't necessarily like chefs, they were rounded enough probably to like pick up on some things. I would guess.
I
don't-
Stan Eric's wife.
Yeah.
Stan means,
Please.
so like Stan is like from, it's Eminem.
Yeah, please don't go on wondering why. Yeah, that one.
So if you say you stand something, you're obsessed with it.
Okay.
So
That
Stan
makes
Eric's
sense.
wife. It's just the boat way, guys. Anyway, what did you think about how this went as a challenge?
I
Do
thought
you
it
like
was-
a quick fire where someone's describing something over the phone? It's pretty funny.
I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah.
From a
It
competition
could have
standpoint,
almost been an elimination challenge.
I was thinking that as it was playing out, but then I
Yeah.
thought that there's a little bit too much of an X factor that's just not fair.
Oh,
To put
too much
so
riding
much
on
of
it.
it in
Yeah,
their
that's
hands,
true.
especially when there's such different levels.
Especially when someone
Here-
thinks fish is chicken.
Yeah, I would have been upset if it was an elimination challenge and some of those people were relying on
But so they usually bring the family in, correct me if I'm wrong, like later in the season.
when there's
To help.
fewer left.
And
yeah.
it's like they're really just all the chefs have
Yeah.
lost their minds anyway. And they're really, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting because one, they were getting on the phone with their family members as if they hadn't spoken to them
Well, they hadn't.
in months and months.
Well,
and
no, not
years.
months. No.
And they've probably been gone for 2 weeks at this point, and many of them probably live in different cities and probably
Yeah,
speak
sure.
to their families like once to twice a week, if I had to guess.
It's all true.
But I love this. I love this challenge. I thought it was fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
feel like they've done really quite anything.
most
Have they done anything with the describing of the food?
I
No,
think that they've
maybe.
had the opposite, where they've had the chefs coach their family members
That
through
is what they've
making a
done
dish.
quite a few times. This was a nice
Yeah,
spin on
this
that.
was the opposite. I think it's always great, and part of it was is because I was thinking to myself, "Oh, I would effing nail this," because I
Well,
would
it
be
depends
able
on which of your
to.
family members would be describing the dish.
Well, no, if I was
Like
the
your dad
family
would
member
do it great.
describing it, because I was
Oh,
like,
you
that would have
would
been
nail
so
it.
easy to describe
But
those things.
what about who of your family members would you rather be the one doing it for you? They all are good at food.
Executing the
Oh,
cooking.
no. In this challenge, I know the answer for you, but you tell me.
Oh, it would be my sister.
No, Uncle Michael.
Oh, I was thinking just my immediate. Yes.
Uncle Michael.
Yes, if I was going outside of the immediate three, then
Yes.
yes, I would definitely say Uncle Michael.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, but you pick your sister over your dad?
Over my parents.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Julie, shout out. Okay, what I would like to talk about is one of my hobbies is listening to nothing's more entertaining than chefs condescending to non-chefs. It's just fun. That was part of the entertainment factor of it too. Remember when Jen's sister explained world of things to talk about there, but when her sister was explaining what it was and Jen shouts out, "Yellowtail collar." It's like, don't yell it out. Everyone can hear you.
Because that's one that nobody should have gotten.
Nene was cheating off Jeffrey. Full on. But they're best friends, so who cares? Nene has a lot of best friends. And also
Gregory,
that's what I meant. Who's Jeffrey? I always call him Jeffrey.
your work associate.
That's true. Oh, I even wrote Geoffrey. Also, Karen's sister is an animal who was eating with her hands. She was like, "This feels like," and it's like, "What are you doing?" If Nancy Silverman was there, she'd be like, "What are you doing?" She was like,
me this food.
she literally had her hands in the plate. Like barbarian.
She's from Philadelphia. That's what they do there. Shout out to all of our viewers from Philadelphia.
The couples competition of the way Kevin and his wife speak and the way Malarkey and his wife speak. Awkward times. Good marriage.
Who would be
marriage.
a better dinner date?
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. I knew the
what?
answer to that question.
I don't want to hang out with Malarkey at all, ever.
No, I find him strangely compelling, but I don't know if
He's amazing TV. He's
his list.
Leann's mom. Well, we're gonna get there.
Okay.
Leann's mom is an icon. She puts the phone down so she can finish eating the steak. Leann's mom is stolen the entire episode. It was truly a roller coaster with her the whole time.
And describe the sauce as being soy sauce based in an Italian restaurant.
Or the way our 3-year-old says it, soy sauce.
Soy
Can I
sauce.
have some soy sauce with that? And then Brian Voltaggio did the wrong fish.
Who
Pastry
again?
chef. She should know. If she worked
if
at
you're in a kitchen,
Voltaggio's, if she worked at Inc., that's a seafood restaurant.
sure, you can certainly make the argument that she's not a chef. She's a pastry chef. Different.
Shade, double shade.
No. But I'm saying she's around all of the. She should
You
have
should
known it
soak
was
that
not
up like
branzino.
like a sponge.
Even if she didn't know what the yellowtail collar was,
What is it?
it's.
I don't think
it's
I like
literally,
it. Yeah, I don't
it's-
like that.
No, it's actually
I
quite
like fins.
fishy.
Is it?
It's
Is
like
it
a much
fatty?
fish because it's fattier, so it's like a fishier part of the fish.
So when we go to restaurants and we get branzino, which admittedly branzino is delicious, or just anything like crawfish, whatever, I make Dave take off all the bits for me.
I don't mind.
The wings, the fins, any legs. I don't want to see the body parts. I
Yeah,
only
yeah.
started eating seafood when I was in my 20s, so like 2 years ago. Anyway, guest judge, Nance.
Yeah.
Nance Pants. She of the mini barrettes.
She is
She was all up in this.
yeah,
episode.
she's very, very excited they're filming in LA. Because they I feel
She's
like
very excited. She's up in many episodes. You're
yeah,
right,
I feel
not
like
just
she's
one
been
episode.
in every not every season, but she's often appears in at least one episode. But this season it's like this is her backyard. She's like, I'll do that one. I'll do that one.
I'd like to introduce a new segment. Might only be in this episode, which I'm calling Spiciest Laugh.
Mm-hmm.
The spicy is facetious because the spiciest laugh is Brian Voltaggio. Brian Voltaggio. Love him.
Spicy just sounded
He's not
better. 'Cause
consistent. Like that's just
he's very solid. They like his
is he?
they like his cruise food.
his
It's
fit.
like it's probably like the best wedding food you've ever had.
Ugh. Our wedding food was the best wedding food. Who was in the top? Who was the top quickfires?
The top quickfires, that would have been Gregory.
It's right here.
Perfect. That would be Melissa.
Yep.
Gregory was not in the top.
Who's Jeffrey?
I don't know. Melissa,
Yep.
Leann,
Yeah.
and Keven.
Correct.
Kevin has been nailing it this competition. He
He's
had
nailing it.
one rough dish and he's been at the top every time.
He hammered his tuna, and
And
he
then-
hammered his way right to
But then
victory.
Melissa just wins every time, so why not put her in the top?
I
of
mean,
Quickfire?
she's so far ahead right now that I'm actually surprised they don't make more of a stink about it. And also, then Malarkey didn't even have him at the top of his dumb list.
No, he had her in
He
like
is
third
such
place
an-
or something.
Winner gets $10,000 from Metro. Congrats. I think you can only use it on a Metro card or a network, though. Oh, maybe it's for a Metro card.
Oh,
Oh, maybe it was
perfect.
from the New York City subway.
They have a lot.
Pretty
left.
sure it's just if
Yeah.
you like are in a crime
Just-
ring, you can purchase $10,000 worth of burner phones.
Yeah, now they're just sitting gathering dust, so they might as well just
I think they flip
get
phones.
some free publicity out of it for
Remember?
$10,000.
Remember the old Motorola
Yeah,
razors?
sure.
Anyhow, and you get immunity, which is cool. So then I'd like to move to the segment called the best pair, like a fine wine and cheese.
Well, did we say that Kevin won? Did we make that
Oh, I'm not sure.
definitive announcement?
Guys, it's been a week. Kevin won.
Yeah, so he most closely recreated the dish that his
It
wife described to him.
Looked very similar. His
people-
wife was very good at describing.
Melissa's was also
Very
looked
close.
exactly like the picture.
Yeah.
And another one that no, that might have been it. Those two were really phenomenal. Leann, despite using soy sauce in
Soy
place of
sauce.
balsamic vinegar,
Somehow she
Still
pulled
is.
it off.
Nancy decided that they both have a.
I
They
think
both
Nancy
umami.
liked Leanne's way and might be stealing it. You don't even like balsamic vinegar.
No, I do.
This is a bit we do.
Yeah. We,
Entertaining
won't-
only to us.
We won't.
Much like most of the show. Guys, now we've decided Kevin, he won. I mean, he's got immunity before.
Yeah, I
He
think.
got last week,
Yeah, I think
or the
so.
fried rice challenge the week before.
Yeah, because he went experimental in that elimination challenge.
Oh,
off
and
of
they
his,
said if you had not had immunity, but this is not the same for that.
No.
He was good this time. Back to my segment, the best pair, like a fine wine and cheese. Now, in this week's the best pairing, like a fine wine and cheese, it's actually one of the members from last week's the best pairing. So, I mean, she gets around, and it's Nene and Karen who are having a lady romance because they're roomies and they call each other best friends. And then that was even double reinforced. I'm here for the human commentary. In next week's teaser, still best friends. So much so that they're on a team together. I wonder if they're setting us up for best friends breaking up.
I
Or
mean,
winning. I
that
don't
would
know.
be, that they would be really be stretching if they've had those,
I think when
those-
we had producer Katie Deutsch on last time, she made it clear that sometimes you just got to like fill it with stuff that
just don't have
happens
a
in the
girl.
house. You have to
Yeah,
have
but they've gone back to
stuff in
that
the house.
whole men versus women shtick for a couple of times, and it was always Nene and Karen sort of leading the
Oh,
charge
that's
of being
true.
besties.
That's true. You're right.
And
It's not
for
like a
them
new
to like
thing.
the payoff being they fight a little in their team challenge seems a little bit of a
That's fair.
underwhelming payoff.
Let's talk
Who
about
knows?
Let's talk about the main course, the challenge. Set us up, tee it up for us. What is the challenge this week? Did you like it, etc.? First, tell us what it is, and then we'll do in or out.
So the challenge this week was to create a item
They called it a product, which I thought was actually
Yeah.
kind of confusing. It's
That-
a food product. They should have just said create a food product.
A food product that
Yeah,
you could
they kept saying
s-
product.
sell at the Westfield Century City, or I guess any other place that dabbles in
It's
retail.
commerce. Yeah.
Probably e-commerce would be fine as well.
Yeah.
You had to use said condiment
Product.
or product or
Yeah,
sauce.
it almost was. They should have just said a condiment challenge, but that's maybe too limiting.
It would be a little limiting
Okay,
in
fine,
order
fair.
to create a dish. And so you got to
With your loved one helping.
with yes, I was
Same
just
level.
about to say we were
I'm
just
sorry.
introducing same elements in different order. Order. So they
Yeah,
have to
yes.
cook a dish using the product
Mhm.
with their loved one.
And then how was this I thought was
So
extra,
we-
possibly overly complicated that I didn't even understand until Dave explained it to me later.
I think that I
Oh.
understood correctly, and this is what I explained to Em, is there was two pieces to the challenge. The
Yes.
first was to win over customers with your product and sell it.
Sell it, meaning
Instead of
every
cash.
person there got a ticket and they could only spend it once, but then they actually got the product. That's fun.
Right. So they got, and
A little bucket.
whoever sold the most, we're doing air quotes,
Yes.
whoever sold the most
Yes.
would get
I thought it meant
immunity
would win.
for the actual challenge.
This is not a great.
With the
It's
actual
confusing.
challenge, and I'll explain I'll explain to our listeners
Mhm.
how I explain it to you, and I guess it makes sense. It's just a stretch and it's weird.
It's weird.
So they would,
And then there was still a winner based on the dish you had to make with the challenge.
so that person had immunity
What?
for the actual challenge, which was the dish, as it is in every elimination challenge. So my takeaway was, what happens if you create the most wonderful dipping sauce
Mhm.
that the
Love
world
a
has ever
dipping sauce.
tasted? Because we love dipping sauces, and I want the best one.
Best still is nice.
But
thing to go on.
imagine you're serving said dipping sauce,
Mhm.
life-changing, most delicious dipping
But
sauce
your dish is your finger.
with
No.
or a raw chicken wing.
But who would do that?
By mistake,
Oh,
because it's a
gotcha.
cooking error.
Who would do that? It sounds gross.
Yeah, no, if you
Is there such a thing as chicken tartare?
no, you would
Just checking.
it would salmonella. It would be very
I
bad.
don't know what's going on with
So,
meat.
in most circumstances, you would get sent home for your very undercooked chicken wing.
Uh,
But if you sold the most of your blue cheese dipping
It's just such
sauce,
a slim chance that the person who has the best
More
thing
than-
has the worst dish, and it
correct.
seems like a dumb
'Cause
challenge.
the-
Just give them money or something.
the average Joe who's walking by would not be able to differentiate and say, "Crappy dish, amazing condiment."
No, exactly.
So it doesn't really make sense.
It's like how when you're doing videos and people like or don't like the video, a large part of that, besides obviously the editing, is the music. This is just an insider pro tip where it's a subconscious thing that affects it a lot. Anyway, I mean,
Music
about
and dipping
music.
sauces, just
Same.
paramount.
So Jen loves ginger and lemon. And that's
We
something to
drink-
think about.
We drink it every day in
Yeah,
our
but we
tea,
don't. I would be yes.
homemade.
She loves ginger and lemon. A lot of stuff. We'll talk about this. And you know what Eric loves? His cute wife. Love them. So two best couples. Keven,
Keven,
his
Eric.
wife. Eric, his wife.
Yeah.
Dream. Leann's mom. That was stressful.
Very stressful. So they set that up at the end of last week.
Yeah.
When they showed her mom, looking like
Passing
she's at
out.
the beginning of a fainting spell.
I mean, everything
My
bad
mouth-
happens to Leann.
Yeah, my mouth has been like hanging open since
Yes.
they showed that to us last week.
Yes.
And in hindsight, you probably knew it wasn't going to be that bad, but
Well,
I
you didn't think
didn't
she was
know
gonna
I
like
was.
crump on the air or anything.
Yeah,
but
no, but on top of everything else that we're dealing with right now, that I had to worry about that for a week.
Also, oh,
I-
that's true.
I
Oh, so
hated that.
you're mad at that. I
Yeah, I
understand
hated
that.
that.
I just think it's more like poor Leann. She has to leave last season because she gets altitude sickness while pregnant, and then something else happened before too. Didn't she have some sort of weird exit the first? Because that was her. She came back because she got kicked off. Something else had happened
Yeah,
the season
that's-
before. We didn't do our homework on this. The point is, if you want to chat us on YouTube and tell us what actually happened, that other thing,
I only like Leann, okay. So I haven't like really followed her.
I'm getting trolled by our guest who said, "Jen, I don't need to know what you're drinking." What's that mean? Noelia, what does that mean? Jen? Oh, Jen says to her sister when she's literally like, "I don't need to know about the fork. What you're drinking." We'll save that for. We have some special guests coming up later. I probably should have said that at the top of the episode.
Sure.
We have some
do
special
we do
guests
our
coming up
rundown?
later. Yeah, I did the rundown.
Yeah, you did your
I
rundown.
forgot to put that part. You guys, we're learning as we go, and we
It's
appreciate.
special. Yeah.
So they prep for their thing. Leann's mom is okay. She's been sent home. It's too hot in there with the
Not-
lights. She's been
whoa.
working all day.
Let's take a step back. Not only is she okay,
Monologue.
she's like a dynamo in the kitchen.
No, but we're not there yet. We're at the. Oh, I'm saying she's passed out now. That's where we're at in the episode.
Oh, sorry. I'm fast forwarding ahead. So she returns triumphantly and is a dynamo in the kitchen.
She does, and she is.
Yeah.
So then we get a little home beat, and this one I thought was one of the more hilarious and entertaining home beats that we've had so far, which is called Malarkey's Hit List. You go ahead.
He's a list guy.
I mean, same.
At the end of every week,
He's a sociopath.
he,
Let's be real.
at the end of every week, he creates a list ranking all of the contestants.
That's what murderers do.
Naturally, he puts himself at the top of the list, mostly because he views himself as a good competitor as opposed to a good chef. Anyway, he has a distorted view of reality because his rankings are way off base.
They're pretty off. They're not completely off, but his rankings, just real quick. Brian, no. Keven, yes. Mel should be number 1. Karen, Jen, Gregory, Nene, Eric, Steph, and Leann.
I mean, any list that doesn't
kinda
have
rude.
any list that doesn't have Melissa and Gregory at the top, I think is just he's wearing.
I don't think
he's
he
wearing
has a-
blinders.
well, one,
when
he's-
going Malarks.
Right, and he's in the competition, so he can't see it. I'm sorry, obviously he ranks himself first. He can't see it. He doesn't want to put the true real people at the top
Right. Although
because
Karen
it's like a psychological warfare
is
thing.
a dark horse
She's a
of
dark
mine, I
horse.
believe, of yours as well, and he had her
Yes.
quite high on the list. But
That's true. He
But-
had her 4th.
Look, a broken clock is right twice a day, so.
That is an amazing, hilarious dadism.
Yeah,
That was nice.
sure thing. You got it.
Okay. We're at the mall. We're cooking. We're cooking up a storm. The Westfield Mall. It's literally, they've created a food court in what is actually just a walkway over to where the movie theaters are. And everyone's getting ready. So everyone has basically made sauce. I mean,
Variants of sauce, sure.
sauce.
Some heartier than others.
I call him a saucier. He makes amazing sauces. Okay. Oh, we got to wrap it up. Oh no, we have to get to our special guest. So many things to do. Okay, guys, here's the deal. Everyone makes a sauce, but not really. So let's just quickly talk about what people make. A sauce. Something we're going to talk about in a second. A hot sauce. A maple sauce. Veggie chili base. Steph. Romesco. I'm here for it. Relish. Ginger sauce. A kimchi peach vinaigrette sauce. Haitian pickle thing. And spice salt. I'm into spice salt.
I'm into a lot of these things.
I'm into a lot of these things too.
Yeah.
So everyone did it. There was voting. It was a very long segment of who did it better and whatever. Which of the ones would you nom the most?
Which would I nom the most?
Yeah.
I would probably say the hot sauce.
Yeah.
I love myself a good Scotch bonnet.
I'm here for the salt.
Yeah,
I'm here for
I'm
Romesco.
here for Romesco. And
I love veggie chili, but she got burned.
Yeah, I
Can't
love
just
the
make tomato
idea maybe
sauce.
of the kimchi peach vinaigrette.
Mhm.
I'm into that.
Mhm.
So there's definitely, and the spice salt, which
Probably
is
the maple
sort of.
sauce.
I will say that the spice salt is a cop out
Is it?
because literally all you do is mix spices.
That's
Like
true. He
literally,
didn't
it's like a
actually cook. He
teaspoon
didn't
of
get.
that, a quarter teaspoon.
He's
Like
very loose with his meat.
literally, you just mix spices from
Just need to
Whole
hang out with
Foods.
his wife. So the judges thought Melissa's sauce could have been spicier, which means Tom loves it. It's like her only rip she's ever gotten.
Which
Could have been spicier.
quite
Well, it
quite
turns out it's
frankly-
because they hated the chicken. it turns
quite
out. We
frankly,
didn't know.
unlike our loser who we'll get to, who's cooking for herself. Melissa
That's
knows
works at
her
all.
judges and knows not to make it too spicy because at the end of the day, he's the one that carries a big stick.
That's very, very true. They loved Leann's because it was such an original product because it was like, no one wants to make this maple sauce. It's hard to do. So you make something that people can't make, but it's still versatile. And you don't like this whole maple sauce thing, but I probably was delicious.
Quite proud.
Maple
Yeah.
tofu's that really thin. Anywho, still Nancy Silverton making the rounds with everyone. I would like to talk about this segment, Whiskey Smooth.
Whiskey is smooth.
Who rolled the culinary dice this week?
That would be Brian Voltaggio.
What are you doing, buddy? You making calamari bolognese? That I almost just barfed saying it.
Well, Nancy smartly, as if she needs to prove her knowledge of Italian cuisine,
It gives me the shivers.
that's like a very peasanty local dish that wouldn't necessarily make it into like fine dining in the United States. And it's
It
probably something
sounds-
that you can find in like coastal regions of Italy.
Disgusting.
Quite.
You put the calamari. I don't want it in. You know what it is? It's not what it is. Like I understand calamari in a sauce. I don't want it later in a jar that I bought at the market next to the Rayos
No.
and the whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
but I agree
don't
with
want
you.
that.
And
That's
there's
gross.
a couple of things like seafood sausage, hate it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm just mad that he stole my idea because I wanted to make calamari bolognese, but I've still got my shrimp mayo. It's my ace in the hole. Thank you. I wrote that joke earlier. Did it work? Did it land?
I
Slow reaction.
laughed.
Anywho, let's all take a moment for Jen's rage face. I love it. It beams in from the sidelines 1 to 3 times an episode, and it was here. So let's move to our last segment. We're just speeding through this to get to our fancy special guests we have for you guys. Speeding through. Dangerous dessert course, elimination time. Who was the sort of winner, meaning who won the tickets? The ticket game.
Melissa won the tickets
Mhm.
with her kimchi peach vinaigrette.
People were all up
I
in
want
that.
to taste it.
I know.
Sheer curiosity.
Who was in the top group? It was Gregory, Nene, my girl, getting some time in the top, and Eric. Delicious. I don't know what Eric's dish was. What was it?
Made
It's like a
fritter of
egg
of
basket.
sorts. Yeah.
So the winner was
Gregory? He
Correct.
was, right? With his pickles?
Gigi's Party Pickles. Guys.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the
Spicy
judges
Haitian
lost
pickle.
the judges lost their mind. with the
Haitian
pickles.
Creole chicken marinated in black pepper.
I will say this.
Pepper.
As someone who
thyme,
grew
and
up
love.
loving pickles, like,
Same.
I still can only like imagine that the roof, like the top
They
level
love
of
them.
pickle can
They
be only so
lost
good,
their
even for
shizzles
someone who
about
loves them, but they love them. So.
Yeah. The winner was Gregory. To me, the real winner of the episode was Leann's mom, Mama Wong. still with us.
I can't
Thank
argue with
God.
that. She's
Mama Wong. Bottom group, Stephanie. Girl.
so here's what I
I
will
think
say about
she's
this because
good.
we didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
she's in
rushing
her
us, that's
head
why.
and she's
She's in her
nervous.
head big time. And I
But
don't remember her being this in her head in her
A
episode.
chili base, and the judges hit on this correctly because I love making chili.
Mm,
The base
Very
is
good at chili.
actually just canned tomatoes, literally, and then you put in other stuff.
oh boy.
But the base is just tomatoes.
So that's more offensive than mixed
So she
salt.
basically repackaged
It's not
canned
good.
tomatoes and turned them into jarred tomatoes, which on the face of it do seem nicer.
Yeah. Stephanie.
That was my joke. That fell apart.
Jen. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was moving ahead to what we have
Yeah,
to
I
do.
understand.
Jen, we'll discuss. And Malarkey, he's on the bottom of his own list, or what?
He's gonna have to
thing
reshuffle
looked-
for next week.
Looked
My
up.
guess is that he doesn't share with the cameras next week.
Yeah, maybe he'll keep his list to
Yeah.
himself now. Oy, oy, oy. Jen, it's not good. She lost. It's not good. Oh, I just really like eating ginger and lemon, so I thought I would just like loosely chop it, finely chop it, but loosely chop it, and then just leave it clumpy. And then it was on fish.
Which is insane to
and
me.
then she put
because
yogurt in it.
Even when I make us like juice shots,
It's not good.
if we don't blend it or something, like I still do it on like the micro plane.
She said it was finely chopped, but there was strings
So if
happening.
that's just, and then I remove the fibrous bits.
It's not good. They were mad about it. The real loser of the episode is us for not getting more of Jen's rage face in future episodes.
That's just her natural disposition, so I feel
Or-
a little bit bad ripping on her.
Or will we?
Or will we?
So this leads us to something we haven't talked about yet, something we've been ignoring, something we've been neglecting, or something we've been saving for our guests, which is a little talk about a little side challenge, a little digital series that actually plays into this a lot called Last Chance Kitchen. So with that, I'd like to welcome our guests. We have two expert Last Chance Kitchen correspondents joining us from technically down the street. They are some experts in the space. They have a lot of opinions. They're here. They're not here yet. We'll just wait a second. They're coming. The point is,
They're on their way.
Last Chance Kitchen, as you guys probably know, is the after show. No, it's not an after show. This is the after show. It's the digital companion series. So when you get kicked off of Top Chef, you go to Last Chance Kitchen.
Because everyone has a bad day.
Everyone has a bad day, as
Yeah.
showed by Mustache Show. Let's bring in some experts. We can yammer about Last Chance Kitchen, or we can bring in people who actually know what they're talking about. I'd like to introduce you to Noelia and Mark. Noelia is a film and TV producer who's worked with people like Spike Jonze and Ben Stiller. Mark is a talented writer extraordinaire and a reluctant Jersey transplant. I cannot hear you guys.
I can read your lips. But
We're connecting to audio. I wanted you to be silent while I was explaining you so that you couldn't talk back about
So
how
that
you
was my
like
design.
Jersey more than California, because I will not hear it. Can we hear you now?
Hello.
Hello.
There she is. There they
Hello.
is.
Hello.
Last chance chicken.
Last Chance Chicken
Hello?
coming in live. Every
Hello?
chicken's last chance is that moment right before you eat it, and
Ah.
it fails. Guys,
But
Hi.
it's juicy.
can we
Well,
talk about
never
Last
had a
Chance Kitchen? Can we talk about the fact that, more importantly than your professional accolades is that you are Top Chef super fans like us and you have supersized opinions?
There's a lot to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
Some
a
large
lot of opinions.
large
So
super
let's
size.
let's start with the big stuff. Okay, Last Chance Kitchen, they mix it up a lot. Where are you at with the journey we've been on in Last Chance Kitchen thus far?
Let's take you through quickly, like how we got to where we are now, because we've
Yeah,
had
it's a roller coaster.
four episodes. We can do like a nice, quick and dirty recap,
Please.
Do that.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So the first chef eliminated was Joe.
Mustache Joe, R.I.P.
Crazy,
Still not over
but-
it.
Yeah,
That was shocking.
I know.
He's a good chef.
Yeah,
He's really good.
I mean, his flatbread looked disgusting. That's all I'm here to say.
It was a sloppy, upset.
You want
It was
flat, you don't want
Uh,
meh.
Let's be honest. He embarrassed himself. Really, the industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw some more sauce on. Also,
Yeah,
clip.
yeah.
I'm
So
just
he marches into the first installment of Last Chance Kitchen
Mhm.
to find himself face to face with Angelo.
Tender Angelo.
He's so too
Or,
sensitive.
he is
He
much
checked
more than he
out.
was.
He checked out in the middle of episode 1. He's
So
like, you know what?
feelings, feelings or no feelings, what they have is an Italian bro down seafood showdown.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Love what I'm hearing.
And I like that they're sort of, I don't know if they're like switching it up, but they're doing some fun things with Last Chance Kitchen. So like this first episode, took them out of the kitchen and brought them
An
to,
egregious plug.
yeah, well, yeah, he brought them to Providence.
Any chance to show a Beamer?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think driving like
Yeah,
a
as
Lexus.
as if they don't get enough shots of the Beamer in the regular episodes, they need to squeeze in a few more.
They have to
Last
throw
Chance.
some bonus at them to
Yeah.
really sponsor the app.
Well, you know, RIP HBR in Valley Ranch. No longer the sponsor.
You know what? You can't mix that with potatoes or breakfast cereal anymore. We
How
won't
do
let
you
you sell
No,
it.
no, yeah, let's stop pretending.
F that. Also, I think Tom would be a really good driver.
I mean, Hidden Valley Ranch is a party
He
in my
probably
mind.
was. He's
Yeah.
from Jersey. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
he's probably
Competent,
really
competent
great.
driver.
Yeah, like turn signals, all the things. Okay.
So he takes them to Providence, you know, fancy seafood joint.
Yep.
Obviously, you
Yep.
know, they have to cook for Michael some marusti, which is like a big deal. Joe cooks some like fancy geoduck, which is, you know, like that creepy phallic looking mollusk
Ah,
situation.
no.
And Angelo makes some like soft scramble caviar, which is just so Angelo.
It's just
Yeah.
soft. There's no edges. Nothing to hurt.
No,
them.
no, the
Undercooked.
softest possible.
Right, and he fails.
Even
And
undercooked
and he
food
fails.
in some
This
ways,
is
I
a
don't know.
wet egg.
Yeah.
Joe marches on to round 2 of
Okay.
Last Chance Kitchen,
Waxes and rolls.
where he
That's right.
encounters the second chef to be eliminated,
Okay.
notorious chicken failure Jamie.
Right.
Oh, no fucking Jew? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Get on
So
out.
they do, and I like this part of the, I like how they like kind of changed it up where Tom was like, how long do you guys think you need to cook chicken?
That was a
And- yeah.
So
And then
imagine
they
there was
just,
women in that challenge versus
I-
men. The
What's that?
bravado.
I don't want to harp on this. I don't understand the structure. There's no benefit to proving.
We were just saying that. It's a
That's
game of chicken where nobody's going to gain any kind of advantage.
I guess is
It's more
Thank you.
difficult
It
for
was
both of them.
literally.
So they cook with less time and fewer ingredients to nobody's.
Good
Yeah.
work, everyone. You bone-in yourself. Thank
Yeah.
you.
oh, thank you. Oh, good job.
That was a
Good
meat
job.
joke,
Yeah.
and I don't
loved
even
it.
eat. You know who loves
Oh,
meat?
wow.
Noelia.
That's
Freaking
right.
Lives and dies meat. Boy, does she
What I
love it.
didn't love is Jamie making a chicken breast, because why would you ever choose chicken breast when you have an entire chicken?
Unclear.
He does chicken breast, Joe does chicken liver and onions, and Jamie gets launched because that's just what had to happen.
Yeah, he invited failure and failure came.
That's right.
chicken liver and onions is delicious, but you have to know your audience. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
No, certainly not.
So in the third installment of Last Chance Kitchen,
Chicken. Last chance
Okay.
chicken. Michelle has therapy now.
Lisa arrives on the scene, fresh from her fried Brussels sprouts failure.
That
Mhm.
was bad. That was
You
bad.
just have to set a timer.
It wasn't bad wedding food. It was like
Right.
bad. It was like bad 90s, bad 2000s restaurant side dish.
She's always about 10 years
Yes.
behind.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
here.
Like,
Agree. I feel like, you know, it was time for, I never felt like, you know, I needed to see more from her.
No,
You know, I feel
I
like,
agree.
well, when she on her first season, just to belabor the point, she looked like she was from the 90s and the early 2000s, and now she looks like she finally got to 2010.
Wow.
right. Like she had like the piercings like on the, you know, opposite sides of her
Like
face.
Tiger King.
And
She's like a Portlandia sketch.
She
sort of.
is.
yeah.
But
So-
she
so-
manages to vanquish Joe.
If I was gonna say, if two people who have small children had not seen that episode, but I then just skipped ahead to the most recent episode, and one could recap us, she's got the fire, right? Like she does seem to have the fire.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of fire,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, which
She may.
apparently lacked.
Well, I think that Joe, it was more embarrassing because they had to do, the challenge was a fry challenge, and Joe failed on a ball of fried cheese, which is like, how do you
Oh,
how
no.
do you lose on that?
Oh
She
no,
made
what
it
happened? It
work
didn't
out.
come together, or he overcooked it.
I
Well,
think,
he started with a sweet potato puree and then pivoted midway through to some kind of
You can't
tomato
pivot.
jam.
oh, yeah, that's
Tomato
right.
jam.
To a what?
A tomato jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrapped in sweet potato, wrapped in failure, wrapped in
Yeah.
clam
Right.
sauce.
Right, exactly. In
I
mustard.
bet Tom still said it was a good dish, right? He said I had 2 really good dishes. It was like
Yeah.
there's one had a slight edge.
Right.
No, he didn't.
Oh, really?
I want to talk about how Tom wears his glasses in Last Chance Chicken, but does not wear his glasses on the show. Explain.
That's right. When he, so this last, wait, that brings us to this last Chance Kitchen episode where, so Jen is here. She's going up against Lisa, who is her roommate or former roommate.
All of it just Jen and just the way her mouth settles.
For the 3 days that they lasted on the program together.
I'm like, oh my God, when is Jen gonna break and like hurt someone?
But it's a big sauce off. They're having a big
sauce off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom announces that he's going to cook the protein, and they just get as long as it takes for him to cook the protein to make the sauce.
Sure, you
Goes to the, speaking of glasses, he goes to the fridge, and I see him like, and he puts on the glasses, and he's like, oh, should I make this bone in or what? And I'm like, okay, Tom, like you're like flirty with your glasses. I like it. It's like a good look. He's much more like. One thing I was going to say about Last Chance Kitchen is I really like Tom's vibe.
Well, it's because Padma's not there to suck up all the oxygen in the room.
Correct, and stand on her special mat that she likes to stand on.
I know.
Noelia's heard me talk about this.
Padma this week.
Noelia, she didn't have any good lines. She had one line. Noelia's heard me rail about the Padma mat standing for literally years.
I've seen the mat. I've seen it. I
feel
like
trying to cut around it now. They just make us know.
Yeah,
want to make her know that we know her tender feet can't stand on the ground. Go on.
But I think you're right about like
he might have
like see his like fun, you know, his self.
He's more like coach, mentor, cool dad guy.
Yeah, let Tom be Tom.
Let Tom be Tom. You know.
Tom. So do you gross meat people love that big giant flesh thing with the stick of bone sticking out? Is that like a choice? He did them a solid by not picking something small, but also like, is that delicious?
He made
Dave
it
was like
drooling. Yeah, that looked delicious.
Yeah, the pan sauce and like the base thing that he was doing, it was like I felt a lot of feelings about
the rosemary and the garlic and like
he
just did
that
steak.
So what are the takes on?
He seasoned at multiple stages.
That's true. I mean, he put it in. I'm sorry. Did they say the oven was 800 degrees?
I know. What?
Is that possible?
Yeah, of course. Like that pizza oven.
Just through his oven. I think his sex appeal heated up the oven. I'm not sure. My question is, what do you think about the sauces that they made? Very different approaches.
Right.
I felt like Lisa was on the right track.
Right.
Probably had put herself in a position to succeed.
Really?
Where Jen just continued to just flail about and appear lost.
It's kind of like, why are you even attempting to use ginger? So remind me, if you guys know this, didn't Jen, when she went off her first season, didn't she literally fight with the judges and tell them they were wrong? And isn't she sort of still doing that?
She did. I feel like she's lost that edge a little bit, but she used to be a lot more argumentative.
She's arguing with the ginger.
Like,
argued her right to the stools.
It's funny that she lost because she likes gingers too much. Because she's willing to just eat chunks of ginger, which is
also. When did she decide that it was okay? I mean, now we're taking a step back. When did she decide that it was okay to cook for herself, thinking that that's how this works?
Yeah,
she's been on the show like 9 times at this point.
Like at least
everyone knows that the idea that she was explaining that to her.
Do you think that everyone at La Bernardin? I wonder if she ever worked there. Do you think they loved how she cooked for her when she cooked their fish?
I mean, she's rocky though, you guys.
I wonder if she should tell us one more time where she's from and where she has worked. So in a vacuum, chefs aside, which of the sauces would you have wanted to eat more on your disgusting flesh of animal?
Oh, Lisa's.
No, really?
Lisa's was very. I mean, I love a chimichurri on a steak, but the idea that she started throwing in like various weird components because she just
seasoning.
She had too much time, so she's like, oh, why don't I put that lime in there? Oh, that's. I think she would probably did herself a disservice. But that brings me to my one, pet peeve about Last Chance Kitchen.
What?
Is he's never said it. He's always every time says 2 really good dishes.
He then says they have problems.
Yeah,
that's just his intro.
Whereas they don't do that on the. They don't do that on the show, but on Last Chance Kitchen.
Because he's cool, chill Tom.
Yeah,
I think that's because Tom has let his TV the edge. He's let it down a little bit. He's like, you guys are doing your best. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're hanging out. You great did.
Yeah, I believe high 99% of the time.
I know through secondhand sources that he is. So it's still hearsay, but he is high.
It's a less stressful day for him.
Yeah,
that's good.
But even on the show at Chef's Table, at a judge's table, he's always high as well.
Great.
Jen a lot. She lost.
I think that's she's got to go. It's okay.
Speaking of the end, I do think we have to.
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about what happened with Last Chance Kitchen. Lisa wins, but then what? Bombs dropped upon us.
There's a wrinkle.
Oh yeah,
a
there's
new
a
wrinkle.
special announcement. Next episode of Last Chance Kitchen, whoever wins that goes straight back into the competition.
So we were discussing in our pre-call. So this has happened before, and then Last Chance Kitchen has continued because there have been seasons where someone comes in the middle, and then also someone else later comes back in. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. That might not be the case this season, which the lack of Hidden Valley Ranch might speak to. It might just be a weird bonus.
BMW went all in on
episodes.
5 episodes and said that's it.
Because they're only featured in one, honestly. Like it's
Right.
it's unclear.
Is it like
may have Last Chance
only
Kitchen in
ordered-
correspondence, but we're not sure what's going on.
We may or may not have you back. We'd love to.
We're happy.
If
Happy
they're-
back from my hot malarkey cakes. I have hot malarkey.
Well, let's quickly get into then what we think what is happening with us next week. So there's going to be some sort of crazy celebrating the 100-year anniversary of the LA Philharmonic and their main dude.
Which, by the way, is
Wait,
huge
you're talking over
news
my
in
joke.
LA.
This
Good
is a
amount?
joke.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's an LA joke. Their main dude, Amel.
Nice.
Thank you. I wrote that a while ago.
I didn't.
He's the conductor.
Yeah, I didn't want
So
to
for the new
say-
people,
admit to
these
everyone-
males who don't know, Gustavo Dudamel, he of the curly flowing locks, is the famed young gun, even though he's not that young anymore, conductor of the LA Phil. So it's a whole to do that Dudamel is going to be feasting on your food. And it sounds like they get to pair up. All the besties get together and pair up. So we've got the self-proclaimed besties, Nene and Karen, pairing up. We've got Odd Couple, which I will leave Mark to speak to. Why would Malarkey and Leann pair up? Please explain.
Well, nobody else wanted to.
Yeah, they're
Does Leann
they are
suck?
the manifestation
Yeah,
of Quickfire Challenge. where
they
you have
bring a
to
lot of
like
weird
have the
energy to the
chops.
table. And
You have to make do with what you have because that's all they're giving you.
I mean, I feel for Leann in that situation because
Same.
Malarkey is rough.
yeah, he's an agent of chaos, in my opinion. And
The best.
probably someone who frequents like Reddit men's rights pages or something.
He fits the profile, except that
As
he
a dangerous weirdo, in my
We might
opinion.
had a shudder I couldn't quite place that I didn't like. With that, she had a whisper of doubt at all times, and he sucks. He's also
they
from
have a
San
really
Diego,
nice
which is its own
pool
thing.
though, so that's what she's in it
Feel
for.
bad for their twins. And then also there's going to be drama that we know for sure.
Anytime you have those pairings, you get some drama.
Leading right to double elimination. Was your hot take from the whatever that a team is going, or it's double elimination, but maybe it's one person from teams? Like I couldn't quite tell what they were.
I don't think they made that clear. I think it's better if it's, whoever does the worst, like not team, but
Right.
whatever, two individuals.
Right. If you do an
Well,
amazing dish, why should you
hopefully-
stop for having a dud of a partner?
Yeah, maybe like Malarkey will throw Leann under the bus again.
Oh, for
blame
sure.
her for some
For
reason,
sure. Sure.
Yeah, that
Salt
lesson
Gate,
lasted
Salt Gate
long.
will come roaring back.
Yeah, that
I-
hug lasted long.
I only wish I had information and I knew what was happening in the future episodes, and that possibly an episode that I'm on is on in 2 episodes from now. But what I actually appreciate is that with the Last Chance Kitchen twist, which I didn't know about, someone I saw had probably just come back from Last Chance Kitchen, or had to have just come back from Last Chance.
Well,
Oh,
potentially,
you saw
so-
in real life.
The math still allows for various
If
permutations.
they knock off 2
but it's certainly
people,
possible.
Interesting.
right?
Was it Brother Luck?
What?
Was it Brother Luck?
Oh my God, I fucking love Brother Luck. Oh, Brother Luck should just be inserted in the middle of every season. No questions asked, no explanation.
Yeah, every Last Chance Kitchen episode, Mark is like, "Is Brother Luck coming back in this one?" He's
Last
I
last
never wanted
season-
to eat any of his food, by the way.
Never.
Any of
Last
those
season's
things.
Last Chance Kitchen got so wild. It was like, what if a cucumber participated, and also Brother
Yeah.
Luck? Like it was just.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's the place to get wild.
I know. You guys, thank you. Let me just let's end with this. This is just completely out of left field. If you both and separately had to pick one chef right now you think is going all the way in this competition, who would it be? Let's both say it. Let's have you both say it on the count of 3.
Okay.
1, 2,
Two,
3.
Melissa.
Interesting.
Wait, I love Eric the most. Eric is my favorite,
Oh,
but I think
apparently not.
Melissa. No, but I think Melissa has like.
What are you doing?
You dumped
I didn't dump him. I
I
loved
don't
Eric.
want to get involved in this personal.
We ship you guys too.
What do you guys think?
But I don't think Eric has a.
I'm not allowed to say because I know stuff.
Ugh.
So annoying. and he knows stuff because he knows me. You guys, thank you for joining. This is where we do like the like housekeeping of the show. Subscribe to our channel, give our video a thumbs up. Noelia will be really sad if you guys don't give our video a thumbs up. So that's
I will be really sad. I'll come for you.
even though in the chat it was just me and Noelia talking to each other. She was telling me what to say. It was great.
I'm gonna keep writing to you.
You guys, I need you back. We need you back very much. And you
we're
guys
ready.
do our
It's not
outro.
going anywhere apparently, so we're here for you.
Thanks, Nabes. And also 3 of these bottles belong to you. So you better come collect them before we drink them.
We're coming for you.
Goodbye. We
Our
love you
doors
all.
are wide open.
friends. We can't wait to see everyone next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. AfterBuzz TV, everyone. Peace.
Great weekend, everyone.
Great weekend, everyone.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.